Today we're going to learn how to multiply integers. Remember, integers are positive and negative whole numbers. So basically anything except a fraction and a decimal. Let's look at how we're going to multiply these integers together. First, I'm going to have the number in each group. So for example, in this there's going to be 4 in each group, and the second is going to be the number of groups total. So let's look at this is almost like the opposite of what we just looked at, but -4 multiplied by 3. So of course we need our negative counters. This says we're going to need -4 counters. Oops. So I'm going to go ahead and bring those over. And just as a reminder, I'm going to go ahead and say 1, 2, 3 to remind myself that I actually need 3 total groups. And now I'm going to put 4 again in each one. As I'm bringing those down, it tells me that I have a total of 12 red counters. Remember, red means negative, so my answer is -12. That seems easy. Let's go ahead and this is the one that we saw at the first on the first slide. 4 multiplied by -3. So we're going to need 4 yellow counters in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you're going to, it's almost like a red flag here. There's no such thing as negative groups. It's like, oh, okay, can you go buy me a couple groups of something? In any situation, it's never going to be negative. So what this tells us is we're going to need to flip our counters at the very end. So still we need 3 groups, but there's no such thing as -3 groups. So in the end, what we're going to do is we're going to flip them over. So let's flip them right now. We're going to take our first group, second group, and third group, and what we're going to do is we're going to flip them over. So I'm just giving myself a little arrow here with a little symbol showing me that I'm flipping all of those positive counters over right now. So as you can see, or well, visualize I should say, as you will visualize, these counters now turn red. I now have -12 counters on my desk. Let's look at another example. Okay. This one is 0 times -7. So before I even begin, I'm going to need 0 counters. Well, if I start with 0 counters and put them in 7 groups and flip over my 0 counters, boys and girls, I still have 0 counters because I started with none and I ended with none. So there's a simple rule here. 0 multiplied by any number is going to equal 0, no matter what this number might be in this category right here. Always going to equal 0. Alrighty, now let's look at a negative times a negative. This is going to be our last example on this video today. And first we're going to need to grab -8 counters. So let's just bring those over. Okay, and we need them in groups of -2. Red flag! There's no such things as -2 groups. So that tells me what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to flip these in the end. We need to flip them over to make them 2 groups. So what we're going to do is we're going to circle these groups of 2 and we're going to flip them over because there's no such thing as -2 groups. So as we're visualizing, we are seeing all of these counters right here as positive counters in the yellow. And we know that means it's going to give us positive 16 counters. Alright guys, that's how we're going to multiply integers in my class. I hope you come to class with really good questions because I'd be more than happy to help you. So I'll see you in class.